Hi guys, so I've had a couple of requests for this tutorial on cat-cow, and I'm gonna explain the way that I like to cue these particular poses in my own yoga flows in class. So I love using cat-cow sequence and movements, whether it's the traditional cat-cow, whether it's just spinal waves, spinal circles, because I feel they really create an amazing mobility throughout the spinal body and an awareness within your spinal column and how you work through the vertebra step by step without missing any links within that spinal chain. But it is often misunderstood in the cueing, or people often go into old habits which they have used in the past. So I'm doing this video so that you guys can really understand what I mean when I talk about spinal isolation within my cat-cow. Okay, so we're going to begin on the hands and knees. Now normally when we move into our cat-cow, what tends to happen, and this is fine, people push away and they arch up, rounding and flexing through the spine. And then when they go to move into their cow, they do this. So as you can see here, we are creating the position of the cow. But if you look at what my upper back is doing, I'm still pushing away from the floor, which is causing a slight flexion in my upper back. And all of the opening is happening here in my lower. I'm just hinging at my lower spine. So what I like to encourage people to do is to become very aware of the space here behind your shoulder blades, okay? So this may take a couple of tries and attempts to really feel it, but I want you to come into your hands and knees position. And we're going to begin to get quite grounded through the hands, nice and strong. I want you to lock the elbows out, drawing them together so that you're nice and rooted into this position. And from here we're going to begin to pull the belly button up, creating a nice length through the low back. And from here behind, begin to send your awareness to this space behind your shoulder blades. And from here, we're going to begin to push up and begin to open and round through that upper back. So I want you to imagine that you're taking your sternum. So the sternum is this part of your chest here, this big long bone that goes down. And I want you to imagine that there's a big spike coming up from your mat, and you're trying to avoid it by moving your sternum up and away as much as you can, creating as much space between your chest and the mat as possible. Now as you do this, begin to feel how your shoulders by here begin to extend, and you begin to hollow out through your front body. Release the neck, nice and relaxed. Lift even more, keep pushing away. Now from this position, I want you to keep the belly button moving in. We're going to begin to drag the hands back a little bit. And I want you to very slowly now isolate through that same space at the top of the back between the shoulder blades and begin to drop the chest down towards the floor. So we're sinking the chest down. As you do, begin to pull the arms back and begin to draw the shoulder blades together. So it's almost like you're trying to squeeze a pen between your shoulder blades. Imagine someone's finger or a pen or something is in that place behind your upper back, and you're really trying to squeeze it in. Now while you're doing this, keep aware of your belly button and don't allow this to happen. Don't allow this collapse here. Keep that belly moving up and in. So a lot of the sensation, or pretty much all of the sensation, will be in your upper back. From here, I want you to keep pulling with the arms, and we're now going to take your chest and your sternum forward and begin to lift it up towards the sky. So you should be feeling this big squeeze in the upper back, and then also this moving, this shift of the chest. Keep that belly button moving in. From here we're going to begin to push down through the floor, lifting the upper back back. Hollow, hollow, hollow. And then pull and sink that chest down, squeeze the shoulder blades, shift that chest through. Keep the belly button moving up and in. Once more, hollow out.
And lower down.
So that movement really begins to isolate the upper back when it comes to mobility work within the spine. So that then when you want to go and take it into spinal rolls, more fluid movement within the spinal column, you're much more aware of this big chunk here, which we tend to forget about when we do all of our back bends. So now I'm going to take it into our spinal rolls, and I want you to really concentrate on finding that awareness behind the shoulder blades as we move up the back, okay? So we're going to begin again in our hands and knees position. So now I want you to slowly begin to tilt the tailbone up. So very gently we are beginning to bend a little bit into that low back, okay? Not a collapse, but just a conscious lift of the tailbone. Keep the belly button pulling in so it's nice and supported, and we're going to begin to release up towards the sky. As you do, begin to work that bend all the way up and into the upper back, and then begin to round through the tailbone as we release it forward and up.
And we're going to begin to tilt that tailbone back up again, rippling down and through,
moving nice and slowly, and then round, flex. Begin to tuck the tailbone under, pull the belly button as we push away from the floor.
Begin to tilt up, pull those arms back.
And then push away, round.
And one more time. Really begin to feel that isolation
As you move all the way up the spinal body or column.
Nice.
Now this movement can be taken into any other form of fluid motion. So instead of just moving backwards and forwards,
You can begin to do these spinal waves, maybe move it into these circular motions
from side to side. But again, I am really focusing on my upper back and not just collapsing here into my low spine, okay? You really want to be focusing on using those shoulder blades, the retraction and the protraction. So the retraction here as we drop the chest down, drawing them together, and then the protraction as we push away from the floor and lift up towards the sky. Really working
into this area, so that then if we want to start to move more fluidly through the spinal body, we're aware of using the whole back and not just our lower. I hope this has helped. Check out some more of my back bending tutorials, which will be coming up quite soon, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you.